People have been interested in sperm retention for hundreds of years, asking what benefits it might have. An interesting benefit that has a lot of people interested is that it might raise testosterone levels. Testosterone, which is sometimes called the hormone of masculinity, is very important for many body processes. It's not a surprise that people want to know if keeping the sperm could actually make more testosterone. This video will look into this interesting question and the scientific evidence behind the idea that semen retention might increase testosterone. But before we proceed, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. How much does keeping the sperm raise testosterone levels? Since ancient times, people have been fascinated by the idea of preserving sperm by refraining from ejaculating. In recent years, researchers have investigated the possibility that this behavior could have an effect on testosterone levels. One of the most important male sex hormones, testosterone, is involved in a wide range of physiological activities, including the development of muscles, the maintenance of bone density, and the performance of sexual functions. It is necessary to approach these findings with caution and take them into consideration within the larger context of general health, despite the fact that some research imply that there is a transitory boost in testosterone levels following a period of abstinence. According to the findings of one study, testosterone levels significantly increased after a period of 7 days during which the participants did not ejaculate. However, it is essential to take into account that once ejaculation had begun, these levels have restored to their usual levels. In another study, the abstinence period was prolonged to 3 weeks, which resulted in greater testosterone levels. However, the restricted sample size raises issues regarding the generalizability of these findings. It is therefore important to do additional extensive research in order to establish a more distinct connection between the retention of sperm and testosterone. There are many facets and complexities to the relationship that exists between the preservation of sperm and testosterone levels. Despite the fact that there is some data that suggests a possible association, this is only one component of a more comprehensive health approach. When modifying ejaculation patterns, it is essential to get the advice of medical professionals, particularly for persons who already have health problems, because doing so may result in unforeseen repercussions. The historical discourse on semen retention frequently intertwines with cultural and philosophical views, which results in practitioners claiming to have experienced improved vigor and confidence as a result of their practice. However, unless additional study substantiates the connection between semen retention and psychological well-being, these anecdotal assertions ought to be regarded with a healthy dose of skepticism. There is a substantial relationship between testosterone levels and aspects such as age, overall health, and lifestyle choices, which highlights the importance of taking a tailored strategy. There is a possibility that an approach that is universally applicable may not adequately reflect individual differences in reaction to alterations in ejaculatory patterns. For this reason, any concerns addressing sperm preservation has to be adapted to the specific conditions of a person. It is exciting to note that abstinence is associated with a brief boost in testosterone levels. However, the longevity of these advantages is not sufficiently understood. It is necessary to do additional research in order to investigate the long-term effects, potential hazards, and the durability of elevated testosterone levels that are associated with semen retention. Additionally, a full comprehension of the various physiological systems that are at play is required in order to comprehend the connection that exists between hormones and the impact that they have on the body as a whole. Semen retention practitioners, who assert that their clients experience increased vitality and confidence as a result of their practice, should acknowledge the subjective nature of such experiences. Despite the fact that anecdotal evidence is fascinating, it cannot serve as a substitute for serious scientific investigation. In order to validate or disprove these claims and establish a more comprehensive understanding of the potential benefits or drawbacks of sperm preservation, it is vital to conduct rigorous research that involves bigger sample numbers, different populations, and long-term follow-ups. Are there studies or research that back up the claims? There isn't a lot of research on semen preservation and how it affects testosterone levels, but some studies give us some ideas. There is evidence that short-term abstinence raises testosterone levels, but because there haven't been many studies directly on semen retention, it's important to be careful before coming to firm conclusions. Anecdotal evidence from practitioners adds to the study, but it is subjective and might not work for everyone. Is there a certain amount of time or number of times that sperm must be retained? With varying findings across different studies, individual differences, natural hormonal fluctuations, and a lack of robust evidence to establish a universal rule, determining the optimal duration and frequency of semen retention for a noticeable rise in testosterone levels continues to be a challenging task. This is because of the fact that there is no universal rule that can be established. In the research that is now accessible, there are a variety of results that have been seen. For example, one study found that testosterone levels increased significantly after only 7 days of abstinence, while another study found that testosterone levels increased after 3 weeks. The complexity of the link between semen retention and testosterone is shown by these differences, which also highlight the importance of exercising caution when creating broad standards. There is a significant impact that individual differences have on the way in which the body reacts to alterations in ejaculatory patterns. Some of the factors that contribute to the one-of-a-kind hormonal profile of each individual are their age, their overall health, the lifestyle they lead, and their genetic predispositions. As a consequence of this, it is difficult to formulate a guideline for semen retention that is applicable to all individuals, because the strategies that are successful for one person could not produce satisfactory outcomes for another. Hormonal variations that occur naturally add another layer of complexity to the process of determining the optimal length for sperm preservation. In addition to fluctuating during the day, testosterone levels can also change as a natural consequence of the aging process and the passage of time. Because of this inherent diversity, it is difficult to define a certain time frame for optimal results. This highlights the necessity of individualized treatments that take into consideration the baseline hormone levels and fluctuations of an individual. The challenges associated with developing precise parameters for semen retention are made even more difficult by the absence of strong and definitive evidence. There are some research that suggests that abstinence leads to a temporary increase in testosterone levels. However, the long-term implications and the sustainability of these increases are yet unknown with these investigations. In addition, the small sample sizes and methodological variances that are present in the study that has already been conducted highlight the significance of conducting additional research in order to provide a more comprehensive understanding of the connection between the retention of sperm and changes in hormone levels. It is common practice to recommend that practitioners who are interested in investigating the possibility of semen retention for prospective benefits begin with brief periods of abstinence and gradually prolong the duration of their abstinence while monitoring their own reactions. Individuals are able to determine how their bodies react to variation in ejaculatory patterns through the utilization of this individualized technique, which also assists in the prevention of any discomfort or ill effects that are connected with prolonged abstinence. Rather than sticking to inflexible one-size-fits-all advice, it places an emphasis on the significance of self-awareness and the practice of individualized exploration. Additionally, practitioners are strongly encouraged to keep an open line of contact with healthcare experts throughout the entirety of this process with them. It is possible to gain significant insights from regular check-ins with medical specialists. These check-ins can ensure that any changes to ejaculation patterns are in line with overall health goals and do not undermine well-being. Possible cons or side effects of long-term semen retention. Proponents of semen preservation stress the benefits, but long-term abstinence may have problems. Semen-like substances are made by the body's normal processes, and keeping them for a long time may cause congestion and inflammation in the reproductive system. This can lead to symptoms like pelvic pain, lower back pain, and testicular pain, which can make daily life and general health harder. The mental health of the person is also taken into account, since the worry and pain that come with holding on to semen for a long time can be different for each person. Before attempting semen preservation, it is important to talk to medical professionals to weigh the possible pros and cons. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.